from the Valley of the Sun. And the Arizona Cardinals. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Off we go from Glendale. This returnable from the 4. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
28-yard line.
Boş. Forward. Two.
They'll run first carry of the game for Trey Benson. And that'll go for a gain of about 4. Damone Clark there to get him down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He gets this complete to Michael Wilson. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
It's a pickup of 12. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
First and 10.
That's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there.
We'll get him behind the blockers and get forward for number 3. That's Juju Brents in on the tackle.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Forward.
Play action now. It's Murray. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
It's a gain of 22 yards.
They're locked in on this.
First progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. He's taken down.
Possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Murray going to send this to Benson. The ball comes out. And they will get another chance. They cover it up after very nearly squandering a great scoring opportunity.
So as you start operating your red zone offense, of course it goes without saying, Mike, you're trying to score touchdowns. But the worst case scenario is that you bring your field goal unit and you at least try for 3. You have to protect the ball. Turnovers are the cardinal sin of red zone offense. In this case, they dodge a little bit of a bullet here. The ball comes loose. Fortunately for the ball carrier, his own team recovers it. They can keep their offense on the field and see if they can finish this drive. Down in the red zone, design quarterback runs are a handful for defenses to account for. But in this case, give them credit. Not a lot of room to maneuver here for the quarterback, and they keep it to a short game.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down.
What? 2-2.
They'll run with Benson, and he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Ryland's kick is good, and the Cardinals will take a 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Chad Ryland to kick off
3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Devontae Turpin on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. A very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
First carry now for Jaden Blue. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
Taken down at the 50-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff. Oh, a wrinkle. Here comes a reverse. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Pick up of 11 yards on that one. That's good for a Dallas first down.
I like the change of pace. The idea that you want to keep the ball on the ground, but you don't want to do it in the traditional sense of just turning around and handing it off to your running back. So this time, they give it to the wide receiver. They get him in space, get the ball in his hands, and he turns it into a solid game.
Not much there. She's back to the original line. No gain on that.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
On 2nd down, it's down. On his first throw of the game, it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cody Simon.
This is an area of the offense, Mike, that's going to have to find its rhythm now as this game unfolds. They talked all week, come out early, get some completions, settle down this quarterback. Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
Throwing now, Murray on 1st down. The open man is Wilson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. It's a first down completion of 7 yards.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 47-yard line.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the handoff, it's Connor. Finds room inside the 40. What a run. He brings it to the red zone. 20-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big game.
First down run, pick up of 9, setting up second and short.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Off the play fake. Here's Murray. Escaping to his left. And he'll take it on in. Michael Wilson. Touchdown, Arizona. That touchdown, number 1 for him on the year. Greg, offensive coordinator's script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, it's going to be a long day for this defense.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. In the end zone, here's Cavante Turpin. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on the return.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. The drive starts. Carry by Blue. He'll push ahead to the 21. Tackled there by Matt Wilson.
21-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Yeah! There we go! Wire! We're going to 54 wire.
To throw is Prescott. Lets it go downfield for Ferguson. And it will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of
A huge play for down. 35 yards.
First down.
Both pre-snap and post-snap is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
Dak going to give this to Blue. And he's going to be dropped down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the 1st quarter of play. We are through 1. The Cardinals have the early edge in this one. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Yeah! There we go!
Now Prescott. Complete left side to Pickens. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
9 yards.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
to go now on 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. I take 20. 20.
Again, here comes Blue. They were forward for a goal. Bradley Chubb, they're on the stop.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
21 is the line to gain as we hit 3rd down.
There we go. 20.
A shotgun snap for Prescott. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. Jake Ferguson was the intended target. And that'll set up 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This from 45 yards away. And that one bounces off the crossbar, but it goes in. It's good. And the Cowboys are on the board. It's now 10-3. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This ball is going to wind up nowhere close to the landing zone. Definite mishit there. This one's going to be spotted out beyond the 40. Couple of 1st downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10, up at the 42. Play action. It's Murray. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away.
Live to play another down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They go play action with Murray. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Murray. Hill 5 is looking right out for Notre Dame. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
Mike, I don't really even think this is much of a conversation. On the plus side of the 50, I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
4th down. Here's Murray. He's going to have the Cardinals' 1st down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive
though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Now a second down throw for Murray. That's caught. It's James Conner. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A gain there of 10 yards. It's an Arizona first down.
At the 16-yard line.
A run with Benson. Modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
At the 14-yard line. It's a pickup at 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Working out of the gun, Murray.
Murray's pass, intended for Marvin Harrison
You hear defensive
Jr.
coaches preach this all the time. When you're around the ball on defense, good things are going to happen. And this is a great example. He's not able to secure the interception, but the next best thing is he gets his hand on the ball, and it falls harmlessly incomplete.
On third down, Murray. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Marvin Harrison Jr. Touchdown, Cardinals. That his second TD catch of the season.
This is one of those cases, Mike, where the play caller understands, I got 3 points in my back pocket. There's no need here to be conservative. Let's keep this drive alive and see if we can come away with a touchdown. But instead of just trying to pick up the first down, they go for the big one, and it's a perfect throw, great catch, and they come away with 6.
Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. I take one. Hey, kill. 47. 26.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. It's into the hands of Jaden Blue. And he's going to be brought down up to just the 45. That one good for a dozen. A very quick first
That's
down.
good for a Cowboys.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Pistol now for Prescott. Oh, he's going to be fouled up and taken down. They got him. Walter Nolan getting in there for the sack. Number 3 on the year for him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Now a second down throw for Prescott. He's going to let one go deep for Lamb. And that is incomplete.
It's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Not fun here. 3rd and a lot. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Flush to his right. He's going to try it here again. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I like the fact that they took a shot on 3rd and long, right? A lot of offenses in that situation would be a little bit more conservative playing for the 4th down punt. They're trying to pick up a big chunk play through the air, but now that you can't connect, it all but guarantees you got to punt this ball away as it brings up 4th and 5.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over.
24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Off the play fake. Here's Murray. Oh, he gets a good read defensively and an interception. Picked off by Deron Glass.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Blue now on the zone read. And he'll get this down to the 40. That's a nice run. It's also 1st down.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in 3rd down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing is Prescott. A dive and a incredible. First time to land in this one. And it's a 1st down.
With wide receivers, I think we spend so much time by talking about their speed and their route running, and of course that's critical, but the ability to not only catch the ball, but to concentrate on the bad throws. We used to have a saying, you get paid to catch the bad ones, and saw a great example of it here, laying out, going down to get this ball, holding on through contact with the ground, and it's a big tackle.
He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. 15 more on that connection. They're making it look easy. That's another 1st down.
1st down, Dallas.
Yeah, here we go.
They'll run the toss here with Blue. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Now the Cowboys going to take a timeout. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. Second and 5.
Yeah, here we go. They're flying.
Here's Dak to throw. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Lead up Wilson. Receiver couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game. Like, it just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. To throw is Dak. And that is not thrown. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes, so can't let that last incomplete break into what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4.
What? Two.
This time they stay on the ground. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this run past the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of
Arizona will take its first time out on full stop as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
41-yard line.
On play action, Murray. He'll fire one deep for Harrison. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
So often we see on these deep passes, the defender lose track of the ball in the air. They then tend to panic, and it either leads to a big pass completion or a defensive PI. In this case, he stays in phase. He's able to break the ball up and prevent a big play from happening.
He's going to dial up another deep ball. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Savon Level. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So, one half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He's going to elect not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision as this ball comes out to the 35.
Here we go. Going to 54. Why here?
On play action, here's Dak. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Matt Wilson. He gets in for the sack. It took a while, but that is his first on the year. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Yeah, here we go.
Now Prescott. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back. They're still going to leave them with 3rd down.
cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
Lets it go downfield for Ferguson. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout as they'll discuss what's to come. As fourth down is looming. The Cowboys get their special teams out on the field. He's on for the second time and wouldn't mind a carbon copy of that first kick. And they'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
25-yard line.
From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. First play of the drive, and here's Benson. He goes forward. Good gain on that one. Pick up bait out to the 33-yard line.
It's a gain of 9.
Second
Brings up
and a yard.
Second and a yard.
They go play action for Murray. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
He's got his receiver. It's Jones.
It's
A gain there of 20. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense and a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
Come back. Deuce.
Again, here's Benson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in is Trey Benson. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with first and goal.
That's good for a Cardinals first down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
He'll get this to the left flat. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 2. And he will get cut down short at the 20-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
On the play fake. Dak. Off balance throw. It's complete. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL Mike in the play-action passing game. You can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and He's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second and a couple. Straight ahead. It's Blue. And I don't think he got there. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now you're looking at third down.
After that short run, gets them a little bit closer to the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
It's going to be third. They need one. Prescott. Cardinals say they have it, and they do. How about the defense get it? And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt. On the return, it's short. Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther.
42-yard line.
Start out with a run, and it's Benson. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
Made at his 48-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
From the shotgun, it's Murray. That's caught by Harrison right side. And it'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And the Cardinals.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
First and 10. Here's Benson. And he'll get about 6 there. Setting up second down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
It's a zone read, and Murray hanging on to it. It is a big gain for Arizona, and even 30 yards.
It's a gain of 30.
And this is why you tailor your offense around a guy like this. I mean, every once in a while, mix in some design runs. He's got such game-changing ability with the ball in his hands, and here, he rips off a big one.
Now it is first and goal. They'll run it here, and it's done. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the third quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They go play action with Murray. That is caught by the tight end. Trey McBride. Touchdown, Cardinals. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Makes the score Cardinals 31, Cowboys 3. Chad Ryland to kick off for
Here's
Arizona.
Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. On the return. Here's Turpin. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
In motion, Lamb. Using the jet sweep to the fake, they run it up the middle. A nice run there on first down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2.
8 yards.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance both run and pass. Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, here we go. I check one.
Shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Well, they finally are able to convert on the 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. Not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better. And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
Second and 10.
Here we go. Going to 50.
That is Ferguson in motion. 2nd down, Prescott. He's going to look downfield once again. And he's got inside the 40-yard line. A big play for the Cowboys. And even 30 yards.
First down, Cowboys.
First and 10 now from the 36.
Yeah! Here we go. Here we go, 47.
Prescott again. Laying out, and he made that. What a play. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
To the air again. Prescott. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. There'll be a loss of yardage.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14.
Yeah! Here we go.
Again, Prescott to the air. He's got it about the 8. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
22 yards.
That is a gain of 22, and it sets up first down and goal.
First and goal.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Lou, he's in. Touchdown, Dallas.
Touchdown, Dallas.
Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
And a stoppage here for injury. One of the Cardinals shaken up. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
On the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 31-yard
From
line.
31. Here's second and 8. They'll go again with Benson. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
Call it a gain of 13. It's an Arizona first down. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. Murray going to hand this to Benson. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Again, it's Benson. And he will work this down inside the 40. That could be good enough. Move the chains. First down.
It's a gain of 8.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their second. Clock is stopped. 55 seconds remaining here in the game. They'll come up here, first and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So it's a win for the Cardinals. They bounced back from the loss last week. They would put in a determined effort and will come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win here in the desert for the